welcome to another Ask Nerida Joy video. We have Micah back here with us today, and I am so impressed with Micah's skin. We've got some before and afters we're going to be slipping in here. So as a reminder, where we started with Micah, his skin is just so much healthier. It's so better. It's more dewy and pretty, and it's really fantastic. So it's really healthy. His skin is just so much healthier. So I'm very, very happy to see where his skin is at. And we're going to give a little boost to his skin today. I'm going to start by cleansing his skin and start working in some treatment products. So if you remember when we first started with Micah, his forehead lines were really deep. And we've definitely seen an improvement in lessening the depth of the wrinkles on his forehead, but also where I see a tremendous improvement with Micah's skin is here in this part of his cheek. Because as a lean person anyway, it's really hard to keep the skin sort of plump and dewy. But Micah's done a really good job with his home care regimen, and you can see that his skin just looks, it's much more spongy, it's much healthier, and it's a much more youthful skin. And remember back also in his first videos, his neck was really ruddy, and you could see that sort of staining, that ruddy staining on his neck. Whereas now his neck, even his neck, the skin on his neck is so much better. He's been putting his treatment products down onto his neck area, and you can really see a big improvement in that neck area as well. I also remember Micah's eye area being a little darker around his eyes. So as you can see around the eye area too, his eyes are brighter. So he definitely looks a lot younger than when I first saw him, and his skin is just so much healthier. It just feels really good. It looks really good. So I'm really happy with Micah's skin. So I use these disposable sponges that are the cellulose sponge, and once you put them in water, of course, they're nice and soft and spongy. So I like to use as much disposable as I can, because I usually am pretty busy in my day, and the less cleaning I have, the better and the easier for me. So I would just prefer to throw things out than have to worry about cleaning them. Hence I also don't work a lot with brushes, for the same reason, is that they all require cleaning and sterilizing. And for me, I would just prefer to use my hands and make sure that I wash my hands in abundance throughout my treatments to keep everything clean. Micah's eye area is so much brighter. It's really, really good. So I can tell by looking at his skin and working with his skin that he is using retinol, and he's using it very frequently in the evenings. And I can feel his skin, his wrinkles are nowhere near as deep as they were. I mean, his skin is so much better. I am, like I keep saying it over and over again, but I am so impressed with his skin. When I go to apply the exfoliating mask now, because of the amount of retinol that he uses on every evening, I'm going to be diluting it a lot because I don't want it to be too strong. And as I've said in the past, I myself do not exfoliate my skin, because when you use AHAs every morning and retinols in the evening, that is your exfoliant. You shouldn't need to exfoliate your skin. And the other thing that's really important to know and understand is that when you're doing your regimen regularly and your skin gets to a place where it's really healthy, your skin doesn't get surface dry. So if your skin is surface dry, something you're using is not quite right for you, or it could be if you are flying a lot, of course that dries your skin out topically, or if you're in an area where it is really, really dry and it's very windy, then you can have the odd days where your skin does feel a little bit surface dry. But generally, if you're using the right products and you're taking care of your skin the way you should be taking care of your skin, you're not going to have surface dryness. And the one thing that I can say, looking at Micah's skin, he doesn't have surface dryness. When he first came in here, not only did he have surface dryness, his wrinkles were deeper, his skin wasn't as dewy and pretty as it is right now. And that's because, I think it's been, how long has it been since, it's been a month or so since I've seen you, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's, at least been a month and a half.
Month and a half. So it's been about 6 weeks or so since we saw Micah last. He's been obviously very diligent with his skin. You can really see a big improvement in his neck, in the texture of his skin. His skin is more youthful, and this is what makes a difference. His pore size is smaller either side of his nose. So this is a type of thing that you can do when you're using the right products for your skin, just what you can do and how you can improve your skin and how youthful your skin can be. So exfoliation is not really that important. I am going to do a very, very light one on Micah today, and it's just very light, and it's going to be a quarter exfoliating mask and 3/4 of healing gel. So we're just going to work it in just for a minute, but his skin is really excellent. It's just so good. So I have a dab of exfoliating mask and a big dob of healing gel. I'm going to mix them together. Again, we're not mixing them over his eyes because we don't want anything to drip out of my hands and onto his eye area. I can see up around his eyes that he's a little bit sensitive. I'm going to stay away from there, and I know that it is because of the retinols that he's using. So sometimes your skin can get a little bit red and sensitive in certain areas. He has a tiny little bit of redness right here under his eyes, and I know that it's from his retinol. His pore size either side of his nose is amazing, and I'm going to, at a later date, I'm going to have the cameraman bring the camera over and just have a look so you can see how much better his skin is. So Micah's neck is great. It is, it's so different from when I first saw his neck. It's, he had a lot of staining, the ruddiness with it, so it's so much better. So we're removing the exfoliating mask. The exfoliating mask was about 1/4 of the exfoliating mask and 3/4 healing gel, which the healing gel is mostly an aloe-based gel. Not want to get it too close to his eyes. Okay, so we've taken off the exfoliating mask. Again, Micah's skin is amazing. It just looks so healthy. I'm putting on a little bit of healing gel. Again, that's that aloe-based healing gel. And these are the types of things that you can do, you know, as our skin ages. You can really improve the quality of the skin. Micah's skin's a lot stronger now. It's really flexible. It's strong. It feels really different when I touch it. Before it was sunken in. It didn't have a lot of spring back in it. It was just not a strong skin. And it shows aging when it's not a strong skin. So there's just so much that you can do with the skin when you are working in treatment products and you're using the right products for your skin. You do need products that are a little bit active, that are going to get to your fibroblast cells and stimulate your fibroblast cells to help keep your skin strong and sturdy, to shrink a pore size, to lessen the depth of a wrinkle, and just to keep your skin tone even. It's very good. I think in the beginning too, I noticed on Micah's skin, which I'm not noticing the same depth now, is that he had a little mild amount of pitting on his cheeks. But again, even that is next to nothing there now. So he's just been doing so great.
Yeah, you've really kind of taken like that teenage stuff away that kind of lingered on, and then the collagen's definitely back because it's not wrinkling like we talked about when we would touch it.
Yes.
And then I think the sun damage from the Marine Corps and the drinking and the smoking, all that stuff, I can definitely see like from before where I was at compared to where we've gotten with it. It's just like amazing.
It's so different, isn't it? I remember, you know, when I saw you too, I know you had said you sort of were feeling so much better now with your skin that you were even considering, because everyone on your videos when they see you say, oh my gosh, he's so handsome. But I know you had said that you were sort of considering maybe, you know, getting back into modeling and doing this because your skin looks so great and you're just looking, you know, it's really looking fantastic. So
yeah, I appreciate it a lot. I definitely was the right timing. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, your skin looks beautiful. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so here we are, we've got our Q Flavonoid. I'm not going to use any more retinol on Micah tonight because I can see that he is using his retinol on a daily basis or every night, and it's really working for him. He doesn't need that. I'm just going to give him a little boost with and just work in some of the Q Flavonoid, which he also has at home, but I'm just going to massage his skin a little bit and just work it in a tab here to give him a little boost. We just wanted to have a checkup on Micah and see how he's going, but I am so impressed with his neck as well. Now I've got my hydrating mask, which I use as my massage cream. I've added a little bit of the evening primrose oil to it. It is a special oil, it's very light. I add sometimes to treatment products in the winter months, and it's very nice for sensitive skin. Evening primrose is very good for people that tend to be a little bit fluidy, or they have circulation problems, or just visible capillaries. It's very, very nice for sensitive skin. So it has that gamma-linolenic acid in it, which really sort of aids in benefiting the skin a lot. And so we're just going to work this into Micah's skin a little bit, just give his skin, as I said, I just really wanted him to come back and have a look and see, so you could all see how his skin is doing, and so you can see just how much you can improve someone's skin by using the right products on your skin and just really taking care of it and being really diligent. It makes such a difference. So you can make big changes with the skin when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Everything that we do has a purpose. So everything that you're using on your skin, there's a lot of fabulous serums. Micah has a couple of serums that he's using on his skin. If you are interested in his regimen, you can see his regimen on the website, and it is the educateyourskin.com website, so you can see what products he uses at home. And it's just really important to know and understand that you can make a big difference with your own skin. So you know, aging, whether you have acne, whether you have brown spots, you can see just in the few times that I've worked with my models, and just with them being really diligent with their home care regimen, just what you can do and the types of change that you can make with somebody's skin is really extraordinary. And even a good skin, you can make a good skin better, and that's what we are here to do, is to help make everyone's skin better. So we want to keep our skin young and youthful. We all want to stay young and youthful, and it's not difficult, and nor do you have to be using a bunch of things to have that youthful finish to the skin. It's just using the things that make a difference. You want to work with things that really get to your fibroblast cells. You want to protect your skin, you want to hydrate your skin, and just and keep it really healthy, and make sure you're using a really good sunscreen, because one of the most aging of all is the sun. And if you are someone who likes to be out in the sun a lot, it's really important that you understand that the sun does more than just burn the skin on the outside. That UVA really destroys the lower dermal levels in the skin. And I always say, even my Olympic champion clients that I've had for some time, they're very fit and very athletic, but because some of them have spent quite an amount of outdoor time over the years outside, a lot of time at the beach, the skin hangs, you know, it gets very loose. So it's not anything to do with the muscle tone underneath, it's what happens to the skin on the outside. If you are a sun worshipper, the skin gets really loose when you get older. So you want to make sure you are protecting your skin and you're using a really good sunscreen. And I'm a huge believer in massage, which is why I massage the skin a lot. I know, because I've been doing this for 40 years, that massaging the skin, it brings oxygen to the blood, but it also stimulates muscle tone. So it makes your skin firmer. And that's why when I have somebody that has quite a lot of jarling, I am doing a very strong and a firm, quite a lot of massage here on the neck and up on that jawline, just to sort of really help keep that strong and and work that skin. So it's really important to massage the skin, not just your face but your body too. Body massages are amazing, and I believe that everyone should be having body massages because it moves that lymphatic system. And I told this story in the past on some of the videos. What Dr. Wayne Dyer would always say is that knowing that our bodies are more than 70% water, the older we get, the less water we have in our bodies. So our bodies are made of a little bit more than 70% water, and it's whenever you keep a stream moving, it stays clean and healthy. So the movement of the body, you know, with exercise and swinging your arms and pushing back, that movement, the backward movement with your arm when you're walking, the exercise and movement is keeping everything clean and healthy. But if you stop that and you're not massaging and you're not moving around and you're not exercising, just with even walking, then it's like the water, it becomes still and sluggish, and that's what happens. So movement is very important, be it in massage but also in physically moving as well. Those little mini rebounders, those little trampolines, are just a great invention that you can have in your home. And just by bouncing on that a little bit, it really improves the circulation, and these kinds of things are very important just to keep everything moving in the body. So you don't have to do an abundance, but if you do a little bit every day, it's a consistency that's really important, and everything, a little bit of everything is okay. So I am not going to be taking this off Micah's skin. His skin is very clean, it does not need extractions, but what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be layering a mask over top of his skin, and I'm going to do a collagen mask on Micah's skin today. So we're just working this treatment product into his skin, and then I'm going to be doing a collagen mask on him. Okay, so here we have our collagen mask, the 2 packets, and it's a professional product. It's very, very messy if you were trying to do this at home. I know a lot of people ask me if they can purchase them to use them at home themselves, but these ones here you can't because they're just too messy. So what we have here is we have our 2 packets mixed together. You must mix the 2 dry powders together. I'm using a rubber bowl and a spatula. Mix them together dry before you add the water. We're going to put the tissue around so that it doesn't dribble into the hair, because it's tricky to get out if that happens. And we're going to cover his eyes. Okay, so what I'm going to do, as I mentioned earlier when I was working around Micah's eyes, his skin is great, but because of the retinol sometimes being a little stronger, I can see he's a little ruddy around his eye area. So I'm going to use just a couple of the little pads, which is a hyaluronic acid, hyaluronic acid is very healing. So I'm going to use these pads and I'm going to put them around his eyes, then put some damp cotton over his eyes, and this is going to stay on his eyes when I put the mask on him. So we're just going to put these pads around his eyes, and it's just going to be a little bit more soothing. And then we have our cold cotton pads, and we're just going to put that over the top and just leave that like that. And now I'm going to put on the collagen mask. So we're adding our water to our 2 packets, and we're going to mix it up. Okay, so we've mixed our collagen. We're going to then put it onto Micah's skin. Remember, underneath this, he still has his Q Flavonoid, a little bit of his healing gel, and he's also got a little bit of the evening primrose oil. And I'm saying evening primrose oil. Evening primrose is one of the ingredients in this particular oil, but a very, very light oil. I'm not someone who uses oils a lot, as I've spoken about that before in treatments. Certainly a lot of the essential oils are very strong, and they sometimes burn the skin. So when people often come to me, they've got a chemical burn almost on their skin, and it is from using certain essential oils, and they're often very what they call natural in that they've bought them from a more of a health food place, but sometimes you can't just put straight oils directly on the skin, because a lot of the oils are, and it's not for everybody, some people can, but in general, a lot of people come to me, they have a chemical burn from putting some type of essential oil on the skin that they put it on directly, and it burns the skin. So you do have to be very careful. So mixing and blending and layering and all these things are very important, so don't be afraid to do that, because often that is the safer way to go with product, and it's also, you know, it makes a difference. It's often the better way to go as well, just in the amount of nutrients and just how you can work with the skin if you use different layering of different products onto the skin. I'm just going to stand up and make sure that we've got under around the jawline a bit here. Okay, so we've got the collagen mask on. I'm going to, in a moment, lay a tissue over top so that I can push down a little bit. And when I was speaking about that oil, I will tell you the ingredients in it here now. The oil that I have been referring to throughout the treatment is, it has aloe vera as the first ingredient. It has jojoba oil. It also has avocado oil, evening primrose oil. And it has vitamins and a little bit of essential oil. So it is something, it's a very light oil. As I said, I don't work with a lot of different oils, but I do like to add it sometimes to a treatment product depending on the skin, and usually one that is not an oily skin, but more a drier skin is where I will add in a little bit of an oil sometimes. So we're going to add that tissue on now so I can push down on the mask. We're just going to push down, mold it to the skin, which is really nice to do that. And we're going to leave that on Micah's skin for about 8 minutes. We should be back shortly to take it off. Okay, we are back to take off Micah's masks. Now, this one that we put on Micah was the collagen mask today. It's been on his skin about 8 minutes, and we are going to take it off and have a look at his beautiful skin underneath. Yeah. Okay, so we have those little bits of the mask that do collect in the eyebrows and just around the hairline. So I'm going to remove that with a little bit of water, and otherwise his skin is looking really terrific and nicely hydrated. So we're just going to take it off a little bit around here and around the mouth area. Okay, we are going to add a little bit of the Q Flavonoid back into his skin, work it in for a minute, put some eye gel on his skin, and I'm going to put a very light little moisturizer on, and then he's all done for the evening. It's quite late over here again, so it has been, it's so great. His skin is just so healthy, his neck, it just looks so terrific. Now we're going to put a little bit more of our Q Flavonoid on. My most favorite products in life is this Q Flavonoid. Very dark in color, as you can see. We're going to put it on his skin. And his skin's really hydrated underneath because we left a little bit of the hydrating mask on. He had that the oil on, which has the evening primrose, the avocado oil in it. So his skin's really hydrated. He's not, I'm just going to put a very, very light moisturizer on now over top of the Q Flavonoid, and then now just a little bit of a moisturizer to go on over top. And then Micah's all done. I am so happy that he came back to see us and show us how fabulous he's been doing with his skin. Completely changed his skin. His skin is so youthful. Micah, I'm so happy.
Me too.
And it's so good and so healthy. So it was great to see Micah again. And thank you so much for watching us here today, coming back and seeing us. And we'll be back again soon with another video. Thanks. See you soon. Bye-bye.